Oh, that's pretty good. All right, this is day 5 with my sickness. At some point, I'm not going to be able to burp again. I'm going to get frustrated by that. We'll see what happens. I see. Okay, it's just me and you. It got really cold last night. Dealing with that. It wasn't too bad dealing with that last night. Things froze though. Things froze. It was in the 70s yesterday. Things froze this morning. I saw a worm trying to crawl on the ice. I recorded it a little bit. But it's like, that can't happen unless it's a really nice day. Unless there's a really nice day. It's not too long ago, like yesterday. I tried to take advantage of the nice weather as much as possible. But I can only recover so fast from this viral infection. I probably spent a couple of hours trying to figure out what to do about my sore throat, because that came on about day 4. Seriously came on day 4. Today's day 5. But the day 1 through 3, the sore throat was not an issue. Day 1 was body. All right, so Walmart is kicking me. I guess Walmart. It would look like a good connection. I thought I could make good use of it, but yeah. So day 1 was, I go for a long walk. It was night 1 too. I go for a long walk and then get all kinds of joint soreness. And it got to like 30 degrees that night. And I didn't know I was sick though. So it just hit me, and then I was struggling to stay warm. And the only parts of my body that wanted to get warm were my joints. Everything else was not receiving any heat. It was the inflammation in my joints. Why does that happen? Why do joints just get inflamed and warm up? That was too much. Right away, there was no other signs. It went right to my joints. And then I got pretty tired the next couple of days, and now I got sore throat issues. And I thought I could turn to slippery elm. I got a bunch of slippery elm in here. Yeah, I might as well, Section 8, I might as well just move into a homeless shelter. Inflammation only lasted like 2 days. The headache has lasted 3 days. I wasn't comfortable driving, because when I look left and right, my eyes hurt. They're still a little stiff, but it was really bad. I was not comfortable driving. I felt like I was going to get in an accident. But I'm using my slippery elm to coat my throat. But even that's not good enough. Slippery elm's a great coat, But it's not a cure-all when the virus hits, or I might have strep throat. I don't have a trailer. I got a car. Am I going to pull that trailer with my car? So I spent a couple of hours trying to figure out how to deal with my sore throat, because drinking slippery elm or even marshmallow root is not enough. And it took me a while. When you type in sore throat, you don't always get the suggestions that you know are right. All right, I forget things and need to be reminded, but going to Google search to be reminded, it's not easy. I have to remember things myself, and it took me a while. Yeah, the copper cup is, I like my copper cup. No, I don't care about bad luck if that's the case. But it took me a while to figure out that cloves help with sore throat. All right, I chewed on about 5 of these cloves. I just kept them in my mouth, and 5 cloves like can stayed in my mouth for like 3 hours. I slept with cloves in my mouth. Yeah, garlic. I don't think garlic's gonna do anything for a sore throat. Cloves definitely do. And I kept them in my mouth, and then put them on my cheek, then numb the cheek, put them on the other side. And still, after like 3 hours, 4 hours, they're not easy to chew on. I don't have any salt, and I don't intend to buy any salt. They still have a numbing property after I'm waking up with I did wake up with cloves in my mouth. But they still have a numbing property after being 3-4 hours in my mouth. Because it's almost 8 now. I put them in at like 2 or 3. Because I woke up last night with a sore throat. I'm like, oh, let's try to figure things out. And so I did my research. Sore throat, what do I do? Oh, gargle with warm salt water. No, thank you. Next, keep your throat warm, which I bought this neck warmer, and I bought a second one too. I intend to put on. I have a couple of them because it's, that could help. Keep a warm pack on the throat. I'm going to play with that a little bit. Magnets don't do anything. The magnet's not a thing. So I gave up on that. But I had the cloves, and there's a side effect to cloves. And what state am I in? Iowa? But I am dropping. I am going into Missouri. I think Hannibal, Missouri today. Possibly further south. I'm driving when things warm up. I'm moving. I am not staying this far north in this cold. When I'm this sick, when I am sick, no way. Yeah, I've been drinking honey. It's not the cure-all. It's not doing it. Honey does not soothe a sore throat. What else do people say? Oh my God, lemon? Lemon's just going to make my throat raw. Hot green tea is going to give me anxiety. What else is it? Who's saying that? Just me? Ginger roots, I agree with you on. And honey, I'm saying it tastes good. That's about as far as it goes. Lemon, yeah, it makes it sore. But ginger root, only because I think the side effects of the clove. I'm cutting one. I'm shaving a ginger right now because I was walking around this Walmart feeling dizzy. And I was reading about cloves. I was concerned about side effects. They got such a numbing property that there's got to be some downside. And I'm slightly dizzy. So I think the cloves made me a little dizzy. And it's only like 5 cloves sat in my mouth 4 hours. I'm hungry right now, but my my throat's so raw. It's not painful so much as it is raw until this clove stuff wears off. But I'm getting my nutrition right now from Slippery Elm. Slippery Elm provides nutrition. It's amazing. It coats. And I gotta say, well, this isn't my health channel. This is a little embarrassing. But the Slippery Elm is passing right through me. And I'm having watery stools. I'm having so much Slippery Elm. I'm having watery stools. I need like a diaper to deal with this. But I mean, it's a safe food source. I really trust Slippery Elm. It's just, you don't want to make it a food source, but when things get a little desperate with sore throats, either starvation or sore throat. So to combat nausea, I want ginger. And I'm gonna cut this in half. I probably can only have small amounts. To chew kind of fresh ginger. It combats nausea. The burping hasn't come yet. I was burping this morning a little bit, but things feel settled. I swear to God that I got a hiatal hernia, and it's flipped. It's sucked in through the valve, and it's causing a suction of air, causing an air buildup. I'm producing air because my hiatal hernia is like doing a sucking motion and building and causing air. I don't know how else to explain my burping issues. I think it's a sucking motion from my hiatal hernia. I need to get this thing straightened out. I can't be eating in my car so much with this hunched over, or at least overeating. You can take light snacks, but I got a problem with overeating. Okay, I suppose this ginger's not burning my mouth as much because I just had cloves. My whole mouth is numb. I'm like, why isn't this ginger just setting my mouth on fire? On day 2, I slammed a bunch of cayenne pepper just to get things moving. Didn't really seem to be a great solution. It got things moving. Honey and ginger, I don't know. Honey doesn't seem like it needs to go with ginger. You can have, I don't even crave any honey right now. I want to have it when I crave it. I really don't feel like eating anything. I just want to solve this nauseous feeling. The nausea is like, it's a little scary, but I mean, it doesn't seem as bad. It's a clove nausea. People smoke cloves. People take cloves recreationally. It's a part of the. It's just a regular part of some recipes. Yeah, cayenne pepper is supposed to be good for stomach ulcers. I try to stay with the stomach ulcer diet, but I know I got bigger problems than that. So I have a sore throat from the viral infection. Plus, I've been suffering for months now with the burping problem, with the burping problem, GERD, stomach ulcer, hiatal hernia, whatever is going on in there. And now I got a sore throat from the stomach flu, or just a flu. I don't know. I didn't puke from the flu. Everything else feels fine though. I'm like, my biggest complaint is my sore throat, which is now really brought down with the cloves. Really brought down with the cloves. But then the cloves bring their own problems. And if it's nausea, I got that covered. I got ginger for that. Now what ginger does as a side effect, I'll deal with it when it comes. Cayenne pepper seals up ulcers. So I'm following a stomach ulcer diet only because the stomach ulcer diet, because I'm only because I don't like the burping. I don't have any other symptoms. My only symptom is burping and not being able to burp. And every so often something makes a weird sucking noise in my stomach. And then something feels like it's flipped sometimes, and then I can't burp. There's something that's really twisted in my... I got a twist... I've heard there's dogs that die of twisted stomachs. I'm sure humans could get twisted stomachs too. That twisted stomach would be like a hiatal hernia. I've twisted my stomach. It can't seem to correct itself. But I've actually made a noise in my stomach so loud with the air sucking that a guy in the like I was sitting next to a guy in the library, he looked at me weird. I made this sucking noise with my stomach so loud that this guy heard and just gave me a weird look. I'm sure he's never heard a sound like that before. It's hard to recreate. I don't know how to... I don't want to recreate it, but it's maybe I'll capture it on camera if it gets worse. But I'm trying different things. I'm turning to... I figured out... Well, I've gotten a little more concerned about my burping problem now that I got the virus. So I spent more time trying to solve my burping problem now. I'm a little more concerned because this isn't just... I don't just have a virus, I also have preconditions going into my viral infection. Day 5 of my viral infection. It's not in a rush to leave. This virus is not in a rush to leave me. And I think on average it takes about a week or so for it to go away. It might be with me a little bit longer because of my preconditions and being older. But I'm trying to follow... I'm trying to follow acupuncture acupuncture standards. So I've marked a lot of spots on so I get a little nervous on camera with burping, and that nerves also stop me from being able to burp when I'm around people or trying to talk on camera. I get nervous, and then something tightens up down my hiatal hernia gets a little shy and tightens up, and then I'm unable to burp sometimes. I guess this is pretty good. I don't think I would want to wear a third one. 2 is pretty good. Plenty of room in there. So I'm trying to follow acupuncture, and I finally marked all the spots for burping. I typed in burping acupuncture points, and I'm trying to follow that, but it's not great. I was playing with it a lot yesterday, but still burping got stuck. Burp still got stuck. But there's points on the side. I'm trying to like squeeze my sides more when the burping gets stuck. I don't care about if I'm regularly burping with no complications, I don't do anything about it. But when I feel like I got to burp and I can't, then I'm feeling desperate. I'm like, okay, something's not right. So I'm trying to find acupuncture points for burping. And then I'm still doing further research trying to find acupuncture points for hiatal hernia. Yeah, I swear this ginger's lost its heat. I'm not tasting. It's kind of old, I guess. I spent all day yesterday sweating. It was in the 70s. I was pretty much wearing all my winter stuff, sitting in my car. My temperature thing said it was in the 80s. And I felt comfortable sweating. Just beads of sweat dripping down me, trying to stay hydrated. I didn't feel like I wanted to cool down for anything. It was the sweating felt very comfortable. So I allowed it, and I continued to sweat. And at the end of the day, this is still soaked. Yeah, there's no open libraries today. This shirt is soaked. I could almost, stinks. I could smell this. I could almost wring it out from yesterday. This and this, I just sweat. Trying to sweat out. I was trying to sweat out the flu yesterday in the last day of heat. It wasn't enough. At least it didn't make the sore throat not come. The sore throat still managed to come. It felt good to have that nice warm weather. But now it's gonna be cold for who knows, for forever. So I'm in a rush to get south. I wouldn't be in as much of a rush if I didn't have a sickness, which I should be on the tail end of the sickness. But I don't want to take any chances. See, I could burp enough to the point where suddenly it does get stuck. I think it's a rush of air going out, and then after enough burps, there's something that just blocks it. It stops, and then I start getting problems with not being able to burp. So what would be causing that? That would be my stomach protruding through the diaphragm. I start burping a lot of air out, and then it swells up, and I'm unable to burp, and I struggle with burping. And then I start. There's nothing. I don't know what I could do. There's no single answer. Well, yeah, there's no great answer I have for continuing the burping. I burp enough to the point where it just stops. I stop burping. I don't know of any herbs. The ginger doesn't really help with burping. I don't believe cloves can help with burping. Cloves are tough to consume. Plus, cloves have some bad side effects anyway with the dizziness. I'm not too enthused about the dizziness with cloves. And just the numbing overall anyway. I'm not too happy about all that numbing. Yeah, I'm done with all ferments, consuming of ferments. I'm totally on board with the distilled white vinegar, but not consuming it. I poured a little white vinegar in my eggs. They're doing okay. None are floating yet. I got 3 eggs. Haven't been eating as much. I might eat them this morning. I hard boiled up some eggs 3 days ago, and they're not floating yet. I put some vinegar in there just to try to kill bacteria or whatever. I didn't have this burping problem. I had this burping problem before the eggs. The burping problem came on with smoothies. I can't have smoothies anymore. That's when the problem really came out. Just all the cold, and tried to burp and I couldn't. Very frustrating. All the dates I had. I'm trying to reverse this. Yeah, dairy could be a problem, but and I am kind of cutting back on milk a little bit. maybe I'm able to cut back on milk. The reason I'm able to cut back on milk is I'm eating more apples. I'm eating more bananas. I was eating a lot of dried like raisins and dates. A lot of dried foods, along with the smoothies. My diet was weird. My lifestyle is weird. See, this is a problem. My problem is unique for this lifestyle. Living in a car, not being able to not being able to really refrigerate foods. So trying to eat food and then, eat the American choices. But I'm bringing eggs back. Eggs came in after the burping problem started. I'm bringing eggs back. I'm trying. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable. I'm I'm kind of happy with my diet, but because of the burping problem, I'm not. This, I'm eating things that I enjoy. I mean, I had to adjust. Well, I was happy with my diet that led up to the burping problems. And so then I've been trying to follow the stomach ulcer diet. Just trying to be more careful with my stomach. And I'm kind of more happy with the stomach ulcer diet at least. But I'm not making a magical turnaround here. And I went into this flu with my burping problem still. So there's a combination of problems. And I'm waiting for this weather to warm up a little bit because this car sometimes struggles to start. I'm gonna be driving an hour. I'm at a Walmart. I'm just gonna go to another Walmart an hour south of here. And then try to figure things out. There's such yesterday 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 for the first time I had to cough and burp at the same time. Coughing took priority, the burping got stuck, and it was stuck for like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. At the same time I had to cough and burp. The only way that come out is because of the flu issue, the coughing, because I got a bit of a dry cough. But that was a learning experience. I'm learning limits the hard way. There was a time too, just like on day 3, where every time I had to burp, I felt like I was going to puke. And then I burp and I'm fine. And I think that was a result of the flu having its effect on me. And right now I'm burping, but I don't feel like I have to puke before the burp. This was day 3, where when I had to burp, I actually felt like I had to puke. And it's kind of like with farting and pooping yourself. It's like sometimes you feel like you got to poop, but all you got to do is fart. And it's like, and now that's happening for me with going out the other way too. Just rejecting, just making these rejections. But yeah. So yeah, I didn't have any breakfast. I don't really feel like eating. I'm not exercising. I tried a little exercise yesterday with a stick, the 6-foot stick. Did just a little bit of pulling and pushing, and I got tired within like 10 minutes, and I'm like, that's it, I'm too tired. My muscles got too tired too easily, and I needed to rest for the rest of the day. That was yesterday, in the nice 70-degree weather. I laid out my carpets. I got a couple of carpets, laid them out by the side of my car and just laid down, and periodically fell asleep until bugs landed on me and woke me up every so often. So I mentioned I make clips, but I was like, it's very uncomfortable to sleep inside the car. Just this is a very uncomfortable situation. I'm hitting my head on the roof. It's so tight and uncomfortable. But I prefer the comforts. I prefer the security of being in a secure vehicle, sleeping, that I know I could shut out any invasions. Even though I got ants in my car, they came out a little bit more yesterday. I feel like there's security in this car, regardless. I got ants. ants that go after my honey. I hope that there's not a queen. That was the most perfect spot where I was at yesterday to clean out my car. I laid out my carpets. If I was healthier, I would have cleaned this car out. To try to find the source for what's going after my honey. They like travel underneath the boards, and then they're like coming from the vents or something. And I might have brought them in with one of my sticks. These are sticks in the woods that ants were embedding their nests in, I think. And I might have brought them in. I might have brought in a queen. But yesterday, yeah, that's... Yesterday... Yesterday, a few more tried to go after my honey. When it warms up, they come out. When I have honey out, they come out. But it's just hard to tell if they're able to, if they're eating elsewhere in my car. There's a good chance they are. But I laid out my carpets. I just yeah, ants gotta eat. And I laid down, and it's not comfortable for me to lay outside of my car like that. It's comfortable. It's more comfortable for me to lay outside my car, but it's not safe. Because I'm exposed to invasions. I'm exposed to whatever, humans coming up, cops approaching me to give me a hard time. Just whatever. Animals, insects. I had this weird insect that like landed on my hand, and it's just like, it looked like an insect that likes to hide. So it thought it could hide on me for some reason. And as I swatted it off, it went to some other spot and tried to like hide. It's just, I didn't like that. I just wanted it off of me. Don't land on humans. When you got, I think when you got, it's recommended to prop up your bed. For some health problems, they recommend propping up your bed. So in a way, I have a little bit of an advantage in my car because I'm always sleeping propped up. I lay completely flat when I can lay outside my car. It is nice to lay down on flat surface, a nice hard flat surface. I was laying on my back. Using yoga blocks. I used 2 yesterday. I used 2 yoga blocks yesterday as my pillow. Every so often I'll go to 1, but 2 ain't too bad either. It just depends on if I'm wearing winter clothes or not, because I'm kind of stuck in between. If I'm just wearing my regular clothes outside, I could sleep on 1 yoga block for my head, and it's comfortable, it's fine. But with winter clothes on, I need a little bit of height, I guess. And I could sleep. I don't need a soft pillow. Who needs an extra soft pillow to sleep on? You only need a yoga block. You could sleep on a yoga block just fine. Prop up the back of your head. I do that when I'm in here. I'm like, okay, I just want to relax. I want to quickly prop up my head. Got to prop up my head here. Whoop. Just got to keep piling on the yoga blocks to prop up my head. Whoops, one fell down. It's a thing you kind of, oh, that fell down too. So you kind of have to keep a good position. If I want to prop up my head, one more maybe. Yeah, let's, and then I can force drive my, well, I got this hood in front. But I could quickly pile up a little back support, a little neck, little head support with them yoga blocks. I find them very useful, more than just using for yoga. And yeah, I slept on them yesterday. I didn't even do any yoga. I just slept on the yoga blocks. And it felt really good. I couldn't do any exercise. I was too tired. But it felt really good. Like, I got a back injury. It's not like I had to get my spine fused together. But I still got an injury that's just getting worse as I get older. And it feels really good to lay on a hard surface, put my upper back on a hard surface and just let the gravity try to straighten things out. I don't get to do that in this car at all. I tried in different ways, but it's impossible. But it's very comfortable. It's very secure in this car. It's a secure enclosure in here. I really feel safe sleeping in my car. And I don't feel safe sleeping outside my car. Even if it's in a tent. I don't even feel safe in a tent. I feel safe in my car. And I give up comfort for safety. There's a give and take there. Safety is more important to me than comfort. I think that's it. I can't just lay outside my car in many places, especially in this Walmart parking lot. I'll get the cops call on me. But where I was at, Fort Madison? Yeah, I looked at room for one night, somebody said. Just me. Jerry's 6'4". Gosh, that'd be a real burden in a car like this. Yeah, I looked at this hotel that's across the parking lot from me. I'm like, man, that would be nice. Quality Inn. So I'm like, okay, let's take a look at the prices. I got Walmart Wi-Fi reaching me. $100 a night? No, thank you. I need to eat. I'm paying an extra $10 a day for food. I'm paying an extra, I don't know, what did they say, 30%. I'm paying an extra 30% for food now. and I'm gonna also pay a little extra for a hotel too. I don't that money my money will dry up in no time. I won't have any emergency money. I gotta think about more long term, but long term from 46 out. So long term for me is what, maybe 20 years? Not like a 20-year-old, I guess. Still, 20 years is kind of a long time if I live that long. So I don't know. I don't really feel dizzy, so whatever. I guess I don't need to chew on this ginger so much. Ginger does nothing for sore throats, I don't believe. What I should be chewing on next is a cinnamon stick. Cinnamon's supposed to be antiviral. I don't need no room. I just need to get south. I sleep here in a motel one night. That still doesn't make up for the next 3 months of cold weather here. I need to get moving now. I need to get moving south. It's not a matter of finding a nice warm room in a 20-degree area. When I'm still in the 20-degree area, a warm room for one night in a 20-degree area is nothing. I need to get south. I don't need to be sticking around here trying to find warm rooms. Just go south. And I feel comfortable. I think I would like to, if I get better, I'm going to St. Louis. I would look forward to exploring St. Louis in the colder weather. Yeah, St. Louis, Missouri. I want to at least maybe circle just like the outskirts a little bit. Maybe look for ways to bicycle to the center. I'd be kind of willing to bicycle a good 10 miles in if I find a good spot to park my car for the day. But St. Louis, exploring St. Louis looks a lot more attractive to me in this colder weather. But not when I'm sick. So I'm heading in that direction. I want to go. Yeah, the ginger put a little strain on my mouth. A little Bazor. But yeah, this sore throat is supposed to give bad breath. Did it drop? What? I guess I dropped it. I know I didn't put it back. No? Oh, there they are. Okay. So I would normally have very bad breath, but you just chew on cloves. Takes away the sore throat and improves your breath. People destroy their health smoking cloves. But I haven't really smelt them too much in America. There's just, I don't know, when I was in the military, there was this girl, she was a military brat. She would smoke cloves every day. I think, at least. Every time she went through my gate, I'd smell the cloves. I tried smoking cloves when I was in Australia. But you don't smoke cloves. It was just something that I was like, I couldn't, I had to try. I couldn't believe people are doing it. And it seemed like it was kind of fun. It numbs your lungs. The cloves are meant for eating. I'm surprised they don't, if people smoke cloves, why don't they have chewing tobacco? Well, either way, these cloves, they are very long lasting. 5 cloves, 4 hours in my mouth, still tasting a numbing, still causing a numbing so strong that it also caused a little bit of a dizziness too. You just get ginger for that. Ginger helps. I could test by getting out and walking around. I should do that. Can't be sitting in my car. I've been sitting in this car for almost an hour talking. I got an hour's drive. I need to move around a little bit before I go on this drive. I'm waiting for it to warm up. And the high is going to be in the 35s. Oh, definitely not licorice root. Who's eating licorice roots? Jeffrey? Jerry? How do you do it, man? I can't do it. I've tried licorice in so many different ways. And it usually ends up in a I feel like my heart is struggling because of the raise in blood pressure. I can't do it. It's not worth the side effects. Cloves kind of push side effects, but that's fine. I think I can maybe live with them. If I don't have to, if my sore throat doesn't come back, it's fine. It's fine enough right now. It's a very mild soreness, which actually, when it gets down to a mild, this slippery elm does a little bit, okay? But my sore throat got extreme. You see, I boiled them. Very gel-like. So I just coat my throat with slippery elm. That reduced some, like yesterday, all I had was slippery elm and marshmallow root. All I had was slippery elm and marshmallow root. I got a little bit of relief with that, but then my throat kept getting more and more sore, and it wasn't doing enough. So I had to research what more I could do because this was getting extreme. And there's all these weird suggestions. And eventually got the cloves. Took a while. Takes a while when you don't remember things really good. But luckily, Google Maps Google search doesn't suggest it right away. I think they're trying to help out the doctors by trying to help sell drugs. Cloves are not drugs, all right? Cloves are not patented drugs. So they can't make a lot of money off of me selling cloves to help with my sore throats. So it's not going to be top of the suggestion list. So I have to think. And I know this, all right? I go into my searches knowing that I'm probably not going to be considering much of what the top of the suggestions say. I'll read them. I'll be aware of what the top suggestions say, But I know I gotta continue to look deeper in. I gotta look for sore throat acupuncture, sore throat Chinese medicine, sore throat herbal remedies. But really, I was like, oh, what about cloves? And I have them. I actually had these cloves. They were sitting on the roof because this is metal, and I can attach it. That crow is really concerned about me. I can attach it to the roof of my car. Oh, I guess I could turn around and zoom in. I don't know. It's just kind of a big crow. That's not a raven though. A big crow. There's like crows, big crows, and then ravens. I could be missing other herbal suggestions. When I realize, you know, what I've been doing, what I like, when I find the suggestions that I like, that I remember in my earlier studies. Yeah, the crow wants my ID. Then the proper information opens up. Chinese medicine has been the best pathway for me. Because, I mean, we're not talking about broken bones here. We're just talking about sickness where the doctors will want to tell me it's all in my head. Because they can't do anything, so it's all in my head. So I want to go to the... I want to look into... I want to look into the alternative therapies. And cinnamon, this stuff burns the mouth pretty good. But it tastes good. Sure, a virus will give you bad breath with the sore throat and all that. And I looked in my throat. See, it's all discolored from the cloves. So you really can't tell. Might be a little red in there. Maybe I need a light. Maybe a little white. I can't tell. They say there's supposed to be white patches. The coating on my tongue. The coating on. Oh my God, the light's still on. The coating on my tongue is from what I've been consuming, I think. But red. Oh, saying ah. Okay, I could have done that. There's supposed to be white patches and a red. I think it's red. I think it's a little extra red, maybe. But Yeah, getting a sore throat, it doesn't make the breath great. Crow soup, yeah, there you go. But I can improve my breath and also combat the sore throat at the same time. With cloves, they numb the sore throat and improve your breath. And cinnamon, cloves and cinnamon. And I try to keep a lot of different herbs on me. And I got easier access now that I'm using more magnet stuff. Little magnet container, little cinnamon, just a little bit. Cloves taste terrible by themselves. You got to be desperate to get rid of a sore throat to just have cloves. Nobody has cloves by themselves. And only a small amount. I'd say probably stay away from spicy things like black pepper, but a little cayenne pepper ain't too bad. The sun's coming out, it's warming up. I was kind of thinking about hanging out here for the day, but I want to move. I want to move south just a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, and now I don't know, now that the sun is hitting, I feel like my condition is just making a big change. It's weird how things happen. I get desperate sometimes when the evening comes and I get these weird illnesses. It's just so strange how my body goes through changes. A lot of it, I think, has to do with my mind. A lot of it is in my head. The time of day, the temperature, a lot of factors, and then just how I interpret it all, how I'm running through it in my head. But yeah, this has been a long live stream. Any questions? I think I'm gonna probably stop. Yeah, I go through some health problems. That's what's when you spend a lot of time alone, you're reflecting on yourself. I want to improve myself all the time. That's why I've been doing a lot of exercises with the sticks, but then the sickness knocked that out. I'm trying to improve myself physically and nutritionally, and then I hope that physically and nutritionally I can help improve myself mentally. I don't really care that much about improving myself mentally. If I can improve my nutrition and fitness, I feel like mentality can follow pretty effectively. You get into them good habits. There were some points in my recovery with this flu where I parked at this library in Fort Madison or something north of here. And this was like trains were running by every 10 minutes. Truckers were running by in the droves. There was so much exhaust. I actually fell asleep there. And that was like day 2. I thought I found a good spot to just hang out next to the library, to keep that as an option. But I chose one of the most polluted spots in the city, and and I didn't really smell it inside the car, but I know it was getting in. When I stepped outside the car, I smelt it, and it was choking all the pollution along the Mississippi River. There's like some major factories. In fact, I'm staring at a major factory here for some reason in Keokuk. But there's one city that's just full of these factories of different kinds. They have a bear factory just south of it. And that was not helping my recovery. Breathing in all that car exhaust, I had to move. I was like, that's it. I'm out of this place. I got to get out of here. I cannot recover while breathing in all that car exhaust. So I moved. But sometimes it takes me a while to realize that. Sometimes it's the process. I mean, I should have known better. And I think that slows down my recovery. I'm pretty happy with this spot. I chose this side of the Walmart because there's a factory on the other side. At least I got some distance. There's every Walmart pretty much has to have its own swamp. So I parked next to this swamp. But I want to recover better, I want to be in clean areas. Drink clean water, breathe in clean air. Because it just doesn't help breathing in more pollutants as I'm trying to recover. If I had my own house, if I stayed in a hotel, I would have to breathe in all their indoor air pollution. And when I owned a house, when I had a house, I bought a box fan and then a filter, and I'll just run that all the time to collect the air and push it through, and that thing would get dirty. It'd get pretty dark, go from white to a brown in a month. You don't need to buy a big fancy air cleaner for your home. You just get a box fan and then a furnace filter just to put next to it, and then you clean your air in your house, and you notice you breathe easier. And I know the air would be more stuffy in a hotel. I pay $100 to breathe in their stuffy air. Doesn't make any sense. I got at least some decent air in this car. I got the windows, well, they're kind of up because of the cold. I'll bring them down for the drive. But mostly they're down. And I got this screen so I allow air to pass. But if I fart in my car, the door comes right open. I got instant like air circulation there. You don't really get that in the house. I like having this instant air circulation option. Yeah, and this is a Quality Inn. They're calling themselves a 2-star motel. That doesn't sound $100 for a 2-star motel. Yeah, you get instant fresh air anytime, just the opening of a door. I mean, I could roll down the window, but then I'd have to find my key and then turn the car on, press the button. It's quick just to open up the door. And I always try to keep these back windows down. Yeah, I guess I really don't have anything to complain about. My throat's still feeling good. My mouth doesn't feel numb. My throat doesn't feel sore. I don't feel like I need to chew any cloves at this time. I feel like I can maybe eat a little bit. So yeah, I just want to prepare for a long drive today. This has been good Wi-Fi. Thanks for visiting. I think I'm going to